Hello students, welcome you all to a new video of Sunanda's tutorial. In this video we will discuss about the life cycle of Batrachospermum species. Batrachospermum is a freshwater red alga. So it comes under the class Phaeophyceae, okay, subclass Floridae, order Nemalionels and family Batrachospermaceae. It is the systematic position of Batrachospermum. The life cycle of this freshwater red algae Batrachospermum is triphasic. That means it consists of 3 phases and haplobiontic. Most of the phases of life cycle is haploid in nature. Only the zygote stage is diploid. This means it has 3 distinct phases. Okay, that means the life cycle of Batrachospermum is triphasic. Only one phase is diploid, the zygote. And the other 2 phases are haploid. Okay. 3 phases: one adult gametophytic phase, one haploid carposporophytic phase, one diploid zygote phase. Okay. Next, key morphological features. The thallus structure. The plant body is typically uniaxial. It consists of a single axis like stem but not true stem. It grows from a single prominent apical cell. The main filaments are covered with a thick slippery mucilage sheath. That's why it is called as frog spawn. The system of branches, how these branches are arranged. Some branches are branches of unlimited growth. These form the central axis, characterized by large cylindrical elongated axial cells. Okay. But some branches are of limited growth. Okay. So limited growth, these are short lateral branches that emerge in dense holes at the nodes, here like at the nodes, giving the alga its characteristic beaded moniliform appearance. Okay, so the main plant body consists of one axis which shows unlimited growth and called as branches of unlimited growth, and which have distinct nodes. From nodes, branches of limited growth arise, and this whole set is called glomerule. This part is called glomerule. Okay. Batrachospermum undergoes advanced type of sexual reproduction called oogamy. Both male and female parts are on same thallus or body, or can be on separate thallus. Male sex organ is called spermatangia. These are formed at the tip of the branches and release non-motile male gametes called spermacia. Since they cannot swim of its own, they drift or float passively by water current near the female sex organ. Female sex organ is called as carpogonium. This is flask-shaped structure with long sticky neck extension called trichogyne. Okay. So male sex organ spermatangia, which release spermacia or spermatia, which are non-motile in nature. They float passively by the water current near the female sex organ. And female sex organ is called carpogonium, consists of flask-shaped structure with a long neck called trichogyne and a basal portion called carpogonium. So this is the structure of spermatangium, releasing spermacia, and this is the structure of carpogonium, consists of a swollen base and a elongated neck called trichogyne. Then fertilization. The floating spermacium land on the sticky trichogyne. The wall at the point of contact dissolve and male nucleus travels down to fuse with the egg cell inside the carpogonium. Inside the carpogonium, egg cell is there. This fusion creates diploid zygote. Then meiosis. The diploid zygote immediately undergoes the meiosis or reductional division to return to its haploid state again. Small branch-like thread called gonymoblast filaments sprout out from the base of carpogonium. Tip of these filaments swell up to form carposporangia, which produce asexual spore called carpospore. The entire cluster is called carposporophyte or cystocarp, which remains attached and nourished by the parent plant. So this carposporophyte or cystocarp is completely dependent on the parent plant or the female plant. Then the chantrantia stage, when mature, the carpospores are liberated into the water. Carpospores germinate on hard surface or suitable substratum to form tiny branched creeping filament. This juvenile form looks completely different from adult alga and is called chantrantia stage or juvenile phase. The terminal cells of juvenile stage eventually act as apical cell and sprout directly into large bead-like adult Batrachospermum plant, completing the whole life cycle. So with this, the whole life cycle or mainly the sexual life cycle of Batrachospermum is completed. Now the asexual reproduction part. So Batrachospermum can also reproduce by producing monospores, which are asexual spores. These monospores release into the environment or aquatic environment, settle down and grow into more chantrantia filaments, multiplying the juvenile population before final adult plants emerge. This is the diagrammatic representation of whole life cycle: Batrachospermum, glomerule, antheridium and carpogonium, then antheridium producing spermacium and carpogonium producing egg cell. They fuse with each other to form zygote. Zygote undergoes meiosis and finally they form cystocarp. Zygote and surrounding zygote, many gonymoblast filaments arises. Then carpospores release into the environment. They settle down and finally form chantrantia stage. Chantrantia stage develop to form adult Batrachospermum plant. Sometimes Batrachospermum release monospore to form more chantrantia stage or chantrantia filament, which undergoes development to form Batrachospermum.